All right, Sentinel fans, we were just made aware that we had a technical difficulty that we weren't streaming live. So we are welcome to Sentinel Fieldhouse, where the Evangelical Christian Sentinels are playing host to Clearwater Central Catholic High School. So this should be a great matchup, and two teams that are really vying for a state tournament bid. And I'm Jeff Blair here with Paula Moore, who is actually I'm the novice, you're the pro.
Well, we've been at this for a while. 4 of our girls have played. One daughter is now actually out of college. She played 2 years here for the Sentinels. One of those years they went to states. My twins, Skylar and Jenny Moore, who are actually in their semifinals for their conference play in Division III up in Virginia.
Very good.
Are playing right now there, and they went to states in 2011. And then my youngest daughter, Emily Moore, is about to serve for the Sentinels as we speak. Little hold up from the refs as they make some adjustments. They usually check with the table to be sure they're clear, but then now they're talking to the athletic director, possibly going to move some fans around as he's looking back to the stands.
Okay. Yeah, looks like Clearwater travels very well. They have a lot of fans in the stands.
They do. For 2 hours away, yeah.
It sure is, and it's a Saturday game, which is uncharacteristic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're moving them off the front row. I know in NCAA you're not allowed to seat players or fans on the front row of any kind of stands. And it looks like the ref is requesting the same thing of the ECS fans and the Clearwater fans to clear that front row. Might be an issue for a couple. I know we have a couple of handicapped folks that they may try to make some allowances for with them.
Okay. Well, I think we had talked before, and I'm not sure if it was we were streaming when we talked about this, but what should we be expecting from this Clearwater team today? You've had some experience, obviously, watching them.
Yes.
And
I haven't graduated a lot of players. They're looking real familiar to me, sadly. But I think they're a great team. They're very tough. They seem to be, from their stats, very well-rounded. They've got a middle who's been dominating in blocks and in kills. Their ranking has continued to move up, not only in the state and in our classification, but even nationally, as they've played well. They're undefeated, I believe, except for 4 losses that they sustained during some tournament play, but not actually in just one-on-one season play. So they're going to be a tough team. Their serve-receive seems tight, but I know ECS has also made some good adjustments based on those stats and based on some film, and that was a great push from that middle. ECS dug it up, though, after attack from Savannah Tessier.
Very good.
Coaches now on the Clearwater side making sure his setter is in good position to get a good setup. Emily Moore continues to set it 1-0.
Wow.
Characteristic of what we're going to be doing from this team. They're going to use their number 10 more like we're going to use Caroline Forster. They're going to try to get things set up to set her up to score points.
Wow, that was impressive from the 6'3" senior, is that correct?
Yes. The block, and there we go. Caroline Forster gets that overpass and puts it down. The big thing for ECS is going to be not to be intimidated by that middle. Forster and Laquadero, when they come in, are going to need to go up hard and high right against that as much as they possibly can and force them to tip up and over and hit deep and do all those things that give you an opportunity to return the ball.
Yeah, you know, it's important in any sporting event to really come out and start to score first and really attack. And it really feels like that's what ECS is doing right now. I don't feel any sign of intimidation. They seem very loose, and that's really how you want to be at the tournament time.
Oh, it really is. You want to peak now. We used to say that all the time. You don't want to peak in the middle of the season. Yep. It's okay. It's great to have an undefeated season, but that also might mean you have a tired team on your hands.
Yeah.
It's great if you can come out now and play your best volleyball ever. It's important now. It's also important that we stay consistent with our serve. Hopefully those service errors will be minimal today. It is an area in the statistics where we do lead Clearwater. Our service aces and serve percentages are higher. Kill by Forster. I'm so happy to have the professional line judges here, but they're really watching those lines a lot more carefully than kids do. You can feel confident in their calls. You won't see as much arguing lines in this match.
Yeah, you know, it seems like Caroline has really come on as the season's progressed, and not only has she got the physical talent, but just her confidence. And I know
Totally agree. And she's only a sophomore, so we've got a lot of good years of Sentinel volleyball with her there in the middle. And Wakwadera is only a junior, so really we've talked about this year. It's a young team.
Oh, nice dig.
Now the Sentinels need to take advantage of this time with more rotating to the back. She's not going to be able to attack the ball from the front at all. It'll be interesting to see if the coach leaves her in for defense. Many times they take their middles out and replace them with either a libero or a defensive specialist. Ball hit out on the second. The front row for Clearwater is definitely shorter right now.
Yeah, they are, significantly. The score is 5-4 ECS. Our first game of this contest.
That's where you see a little bit of nerves. Forgetting where you are in the court, putting your arms up high when you're at the base.
Oh, nice.
If you have to sit back in a block, they walk there a little Tessier on that block. Beautiful.
Gosh, isn't it great to see the emotion and having the kids having fun? It's obviously it's so competitive these days. Obviously, we're in a regional final, but I love it when players have fun, and you know that's when they're really they're loose and hopefully lead to some great things for us.
Yeah, it is. You got to have intense fun. So it's got to be a good competition.
Yes.
Because if they lose their intensity and get too loose, then they start making errors. But intensity with a good amount of enjoyment and great competition.
Agreed.
And Coach has been working really hard this week, kind of changing some things around to address some of the issues they're going to have with this team. And I've talked to a few of the players. They're pretty excited and confident about some of the film they've watched and what they're going to bring to the table. Yep, there we go again. Another ball hit that probably was going out. But when you're in the middle of the game, it's sometimes hard to see that. Nice hit with the ref's going to call it a lift. You have to kind of watch that. You need to break your hand into a fist and punch it up and over if possible.
Bit of a short serve.
They'll do that oftentimes to put the hitter out of play. They'll serve to that hitter or sometimes right to where the setter is going to be unless they know they have a weak passer. Beautiful shot from Sarah Miller.
You know, and Laquadera is another player that seems to have really gained some confidence over the past 5 games that I've seen her. She's been strong.
Yes, I agree. Her timing has improved markedly. Jeff, I can't see that scoreboard. Is it 8-7 Sentinels?
Yeah, it's 8-7. Sentinels still hold the lead.
Yeah. We are hitting a lot of balls high in the air that are back on that baseline, so they're going to have to start paying attention. They don't need to help them out. Beautiful hit from the Marauders.
You know, basically, watching as many of these games as you have, when's a good time to call a timeout here to really settle the girls down? It's a tied game right now.
Right now, you wouldn't want to do it too soon because they will get into a groove, and if they start getting into a losing groove, it's time to reset them. Right now, while they're just still trying to kind of find their rhythm and get that all set, you don't want to mess with that too much. Or if you get a really great server, you need to give that server a break so that maybe they'll come back in and be a little tighter and not quite so in a groove if they've been getting a lot of aces or a lot of really good serves that your defense is having a hard time handling. You might take a timeout then. I don't anticipate one coming as quick as these points are and as close as the scoring. There's our cozy Jim.
Another point.
Again.
Yes, the short ceiling.
Yes, we love it. We're not as short. We are not as short as a lot of the gyms in the county, but boy, when that hits that ceiling, out surfing and to do that. Ties it up at 10-all. This game is tight. And more for the Marauders is back in the front row. And so is Forster for the Sentinels. double called against Sarah Miller, the ball handler there, and part of the setter and ball is just two-hand contact instead of it's got to be both hands perfectly together. Ball should come off flat, better than this pass. Nice defense on the part of the Marauders.
Yes.
3 balls over though. Let's see what we can make of that.
Very active. Nice dig.
Oh, yeah, it was a great dig by Savannah Tessier. It made for a tight set that needed to be done right there against the net. Kristen Van Olst had a hard time.
Well, the Marauders take a 12-10 lead here, continuing the serve.
We may see a timeout sooner than later. Back set done no more. Nice cover by Amber Dudek of that block.
Nice.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Kristen Van Olst saw that court really well. There was nobody there to cover behind those blockers. It was a perfect spot to put the ball. Oh, we've come around full circle again.
Yes, we have.
Of the ECS rotation, Emily Moore serving.
Nice serve.
Wow, we're not going to see that very often.
No.
Sitting there on the part of Moore in the middle. Coach is reminding her to hit it down. If she's been aiming for those deep corners, you'll often get a lot of points there.
And boy, did she wind up for that.
She did.
And luckily it was out of bounds.
Yes. Short serve from Emily. I'm a little surprised the ref's not calling her on those. There are some refs that will call that a lift or a carry.
Yeah.
She's really pushing the ball.
Yeah, it looked like she caught it open hand, so.
Yeah, she's really kind of holding it and pushing it.
Again, nice block.
Good cover of the block. Nice battle at the net. Both sides being right up there and being aggressive. Nice up from Amber Dudek. Nice idea on the part of Kristen.
Yeah. That
would have been a nice line shot. A little bit out.
Oh, nice block.
Nice block.
Want to keep it alive.
Let's see if we can set it up. Nope. Wow, scrappy play right now.
It's impressive.
All right, the Sentinels have a nice pass, perfect pass, and a beautiful hit. Beautiful pass from Amber Dudek. When you have that beautiful pass like that, it makes a perfect set from Lily Tessier possible to your middles. Your middles have to have very specific sets, and Caroline took advantage of that one. A little bit of an off-balance hit from the Marauders.
Into the net.
We've had a lot of off-balance hitting. These teams are really responding and reacting to one another. So there's a lot of scrambling and racing around. This is nice, fast-paced volleyball. A lot of fun to watch. Beautiful set.
Nice hit.
Pulled that block, went right down.
So 15-14. Sentinels are getting ready to serve for the tie, and hopefully they take the lead, but the Marauders are out in front with the Sentinels serving.
Well, Rachel Miller is capable of a good service run. She serves nice and deep. Nice set.
Oh, no long.
Now the Sentinels are saying someone touched the ball. Ref disagrees, and that ball's called out. That's interesting for people at home to understand a little bit of the dynamics of the serve. The coaches all call these serves. There's very few coaches who do not. You'll see them hold a number up behind a clipboard or on the side of their body. It lets their players know what position they want them to serve at. So these players aren't making it up as they go. Nice tip.
Like Laquadera.
Good attempt at a pancake by the Marauders, but hit the floor. Ball's called dead, and the Sentinels move out.
So a good time for us to maybe take an opportunity to play the Marauders with their shorter team. It's like number 10 has been given a bit of a break.
Yeah, and also great. I'm hoping we could keep Sarah Miller in serve for a while. She's also another one capable of going on a good long serve run. in rally scoring, the serve becomes an offensive weapon in volleyball. So you really want to see your good servers serve aggressively. That will mean some more missed serves sometimes, but you'd rather see them serve aggressively than just get it over. It's not a get it over mentality. Nice block touch on the part of the Sentinels. Good set by Sarah Miller.
Oh, wow.
Pulled that block a little bit. Sentinels are handling the ceiling balls. They're a little used to it.
Wow, nice block.
Nice block. And Lacadera and Moore piece of that action. It's great to see because the Sentinels had been kind of tipping and rolling. The Marauders were pounding it, and that time the pound worked to their disadvantage because they pounded right into the block, and it blocked right back into their court. Great serve from Savannah. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant by an offensive serve. That serve was as effective as a good hit. We got them out of system. They're scrambling for the ball. That's exactly what you want to see on the other side of the net. Another good.
Oh, wow. 2 straight points for Savannah Tessier.
She actually leads our team in service aces, I believe, this year.
The seniors looking for her first turn to go to state as a Sentinel.
They really are. What validation this would be for this young program, new coach, new coaching staff. It would be.
That's 3.
Yeah, nice. Libero tries to scramble, just can't quite get back on that basketball goal.
It's amazing how quickly the momentum, as you said earlier, with the serve, it can really change. When you get someone that's really hot that is able to place the ball, it can really do some damage. And we've scored quite a few points here. It's 19-17 Sentinel lead.
That's really been good.
They look very disorganized, and I know that obviously their big is on the bench, but they're going to call a timeout, and I'll take this opportunity to let you guys know that you're watching the regional 3A final for girls volleyball, state of Florida, for 2014 FHSAA, and you are at the Sentinel Fieldhouse in Fort Myers, Florida. And we are enjoying a great game here. And my first broadcast in the volleyball arena. So, as I said, I'm a novice, and I'm here with Paula Moore, who is very experienced as a daughter playing on the Sentinel team. And as we said before, momentum, has really switched. But both teams came out. They know each other, and they're familiar with one another. And it's probably turned into a bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, I think it really has. The coaches know each other. Coach Teresa was here as an assistant last year, so they're familiar. I just saw Allison Davis, a former player here, who was actually here when my daughter went to state with this team in 2007.
Very good.
Here with her son to watch and cheer on the Lady Sentinels.
Very good.
Another great serve by Savannah.
Oh, nice save. Nice dig.
By Emily Moore. Oh, really? They're calling that a double.
I'm not sure what the call was there. What?
It was a double hit.
Okay.
Oftentimes a ref, I'm not sure that ball was doubled. It didn't look particularly spinny to me, so either she heard it, or some refs, when they see anybody besides the setter set, they're kind of predisposed to call a double.
Oh, nice comeback hit.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Nice
determined.
Nice back step from Sarah Miller. One more on the right. Nice hit. Caroline Forster returning to the front row. Amber Dudek Libero up to serve. Dudek's got a nice hard flat serve. Sometimes she serves a floater, which she just did.
Oh, wow. Nice dig out.
Let's see, they don't have more in their front row, so they're having to set it up. Tipped it in.
And how effective is that, whatever you would call it, the little floater? I know Lily Tessier has become the queen of that here at ECS.
Yeah, very much so. My daughter Skylar in college ball, when she didn't hear it, she that was her most effective serve. My daughter Jimmy had to learn it in college. That's what they prefer. It looks slower.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as impressive as a big hard overhand serve or a big hard, I can't think of the word, a top spin serve. But a floater, they hit the ball on its ascent. So they hit it on its way up. They get under it a little bit, so the timing of it has to be perfect. Easier to hit. But it is tough for the receiver to deal with because it bobbles on their arms as they're passing it. So it can be very effective. And the more speed it has to it and motion to it.
So the looks like the Sentinels are going to take a timeout. Tie game 21-21.
And a couple of out-of-system plays there. They need to get their act back together. They've got all the perfect storm ready to really take this set. They've just got to kind of reset, get their mental focus back going again. But these Marauders, they are never, ever an opponent to underestimate.
No.
Short front row, tall front row, doesn't matter. They're going to try to handle everything you send to them.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're in for a fight. I think both teams are going to put on a great show today.
Yeah. I know last year we went with them. The year before we were playing, the Sentinel team was mostly dealing with 101, 102 fever. Still, it went at least 4, if not 5. And the year before that, when we beat them, I'm pretty sure it was, again, a really long match with tough scores. It's not going to be easy.
So here we go. The Marauders will serve for the lead.
Not impossible. Sentinels need to keep believing. Out ball.
Just out.
Not by much.
Because I watch big games like this, you always look to see who is shying away from contact or initiating it, and I don't see it from either group. I don't see it from our group at all. We've seen, again, mistakes made. We come back and we're gonna score a point, and that's really great to see out of a team. It's a good character of a team.
It is. Nobody's kind of hiding behind anyone else to try to not receive a ball. Everybody's hitting the ball hard. Nobody's trying to just kind of play. Oh, nice try. Ball got kind of stuck in Amber Dudek's hands, didn't go very far. Savannah Tucker tried to race over and save it. Really unable to because of her trajectory and the momentum of the ball.
Yeah. Clearwater seems to be a very technically sound team.
They are. They really are. I think what they are good at and what their statistics even show. They're very consistent.
Nice block that. That was a huge play. Wow.
It was a huge play, and that's one that the Sentinels prepared for. They knew more run to fly, and it's a tough play to block. Mills will run it effectively, oftentimes, and almost, I would say, 90% of the time I see them get a kill off of that.
Yeah.
So that the Sentinels knew it was coming, their block was there.
And there it is, another block.
There's another great block.
I'm just going to throw that one over.
The cover of the block by Savannah.
Nice job, Lily.
Better job. Buckshot pancakes it up.
Oh, nice job.
Caroline Forster hanging right in there to keep the block going.
Nice hit.
Need to get a little bit more behind that.
Oh.
Outside hitter to the Marauders, putting it away and has cross court shot.
Wow, that was a good point. I thought we had it a couple of times, and Clearwater was able to dig it out and keep it alive.
Yep, that pancake was point changing in that particular battle between the two teams. Had that not come up off the floor, that would have been point Sentinels, and we're now at set point Marauders.
So it's 24-23, and I don't think we expected anything but what we're getting today. Tight, aggressive play from both teams. And, don't want to take anything away from the Sentinels. I think we're technically sound as well.
Yeah.
I think we're very young.
Yes.
And, our front line is showcases a freshman and a sophomore.
Yes.
So
a sophomore and a junior, and then a senior outside.
Wow.
Junior right side.
Yeah.
Freshman setter. It's a young team, so what I'd like to see about them is where a lot of inconsistencies had been kind of our bit of a problem at the beginning of the season. They've just gotten less and less inconsistent, more and more consistent, and that's exactly what you want to see in the team. They've just grown in their confident ability to play and win games.
So the Marauders are going to serve here for the game. And they're going to take the first one.
That was a bad pass. Emily Moore, she's upset, but they need to move on. Best thing you can do in volleyball is quit thinking about the last ball. You want to move on to the next ball.
So the Marauders take the first game 25-23 here at this regional final.
It'll be 3 minutes now.
3 minutes, okay. So we'll have a 3-minute break. And time to reset a little bit and think about maybe some different strategies. I don't know, maybe we do the same thing. It looks like that both teams were evenly matched, to be honest, during that first game. And I'm sure there'll be some tweaks as the match goes on, or as this game goes on. But I think it's been pretty even.
I think so too. The Sentinels will just mentally right now need to put that one far in their past. They need to just move on to the next one. Hopefully, Coach is not spending a lot of time rehearsing what went wrong.
Yeah.
Let's rehearse what went right, and let's repeat that. And then, certainly, always better passing. Always watching at the beginning of the set how many balls that they hit that were out. Kind of more court awareness of where you, particularly as an individual player, are, where your teammates are. Be sure you're passing and setting to players that are prepared. Those kinds of things. But, skill for skill, I think they've got it. I think they definitely can hang right here with this team. I think they can take it from them. So now they've just got to at least go 4.
Is there anything else in the rotation strategy that we could do differently, do you think? Or you think it looks pretty good right now, the way?
Yeah, I actually think it looks pretty good. Moving Lily Tessier to setting on the front row, which is what Coach started doing about, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, has been huge. Because she's a great at the setter dump. And in order to really effectively do that, it's helpful to be in the front row because you can have your hands above the net and not get called on it. It also gives us that bigger block on that right side, which is very important to have that when coupled with a middle that just gives you a pretty impenetrable block. The hand position is good. So it's been some good changes already made. Now they just need to settle into those, capitalize on them, and keep moving forward. I haven't even really seen any missed blocks on their part. I would like to see maybe when they can, go ahead and attack the ball versus tip the ball. Because I think the Marauders are not going to, they're not going to take those tips and just let them fall. I think they're going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, they've been very quick to the ball. There were a few points that I thought were points, or excuse me, some shots that were points, and they've been able to dig it out. So I've been very impressed.
Yeah, their defense is tight. It's been very tight. And but I'll tell you, I really give it to the Sentinels. They kind of shut that slide down that Moore is known for running, and good for them because that's a coach who watched the game film and had her team watch it and really prepared well. She prepared for this opponent. So it's a game at a time. Now it's got to be played a point at a time. They need to let that last one go. Yeah. And they need to move forward.
Yeah. Obviously, what you said earlier was some good sound advice. After this game, the season's over for both teams, whoever loses, and you can't sit around and worry about what you could have done. You got to focus on the great things that you are doing, and continue to do those things. Obviously, you want to look at some opportunity areas and improve on them, but not focusing on the opportunity areas is really probably going to be key here to keep the spirits up.
Yeah.
But
their mindset right now just needs to be next ball. Yep. When they're in the middle of the point, it's this ball. This ball and next ball, but not last ball, because we can't do anything about that.
Well, they're pretty pumped up, so we're going to see what this second game has for the Sentinels. And again, as we said earlier in the first game, it's so important to come out and really score first.
It is.
And set the tone.
Their body language is good. I mean, they're not back on their heels. They're good passing, and they're more, a little bit off, sorry.
Kept it alive?
Yeah, Lily got to it. That's what we're going to have to really watch.
Yeah.
The pass looked like it was going more toward the middle, but it was really way far too over for the outside hitter. But good for Lily for getting to it. It kept it in play. It gave us one more opportunity. But
great hit by Moore. A little too easy for her, though.
Yeah, it was. We need to make that a lot harder. Caroline really needs to get up and battle her when she sees her going for a ball. If at all possible. Short. Nice short serve. They took advantage of that. Everybody back in six.
That's going to be out.
Nice. You see that from hitters that don't usually hit out because you're pressure of the block in the front row. So even if the blockers don't get a touch on it, it's actually somewhat their responsibility when those balls go out. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good responsibility to have. They're doing their job. They're making the other team take those shots that are harder to get. Nice serve.
Yeah, great serve.
Free ball back over from Clearwater. See if we can get a
perfect
set. Perfect pass, perfect set, perfect hit. That's it.
Yeah, when we're doing that, that's formidable. That's tough to really stop and to beat. And again, hopefully we can get on a scoring roll.
Yeah, there was even not a block touch on that one at all. Nothing was in it. That's got to help her confidence a little bit. After a rough pass at the end of the last set, rough pass at the beginning of this one, and two good serves in a row. It
feels like has a little bit of a feel of the first game, where this is kind of how it started out. And
I think we're going to be in for that.
Oh, nice dig.
Nice dig.
Wow. Oh, my.
Oh, what did they call it? Oh, no. They called a player in the net on the Sentinel side, either in or under. I can't believe it. That's hard to take.
That was a terrific dig there. Terrific play.
That was.
Emily Moore.
That was nice.
Oh, great job. Well, I guess it's we were in the net.
I believe that was Lily Tessier both times called in the net. I'm not sure the ref is using like a 5-1, so I don't know if she's just giving her second number. Maybe her ponytail's in the way of this.
Oh, good. That's what we need.
Yeah,
we'll take a couple of those.
Now stores are setting up for Christmas. Sentinels just got their present. See if they can take advantage of it now and tie it up.
You got great height on the front line for the Sentinels.
We really do. Waters have a high vertical jump, but he can't.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, block down in front of the blockers. That's usually their hands are straight up instead of over.
Well, and getting up for a block like that, I mean, again, not played the game, but it's got to be tough because you can't go over the net, you can't be under it, and you've got to be above it.
You can't touch it, yes.
Oh, nice hit.
Nice, beautiful.
And Caroline comes back with the point. It's 5-4 Sentinels. And again, a word that's continuing to ring in my mind right now is resiliency. And I'm seeing that again, you know, a couple of tough calls that, you know, maybe could have gone the other way, and
especially those net calls are hard to take.
But our girls are bouncing back. That's great to see.
Nice free ball opportunity. A little bit of a too tight of a set over to the outside hitter. Really not much she could do with that.
Moore is set to serve for the Marauders.
And that gets her out of the front row for the Sentinels. So let's see if they can take advantage of that. Good serve received from Emily Moore. Nice. Tessier, beautiful outside hit by her sister Savannah. Out ball, good call. Settling down, not helping them by hitting those balls going out. Good call.
Sentinels take the lead 6-5 in this game 2. First game was won by the Marauders, 25-23. Hard-fought game.
Sarah Miller up to serve now. Very consistent server for the Sentinels. So let's see if we can get her on a roll. Nice float serve.
Oh.
Through the hands of the blockers between Lacodera and Tessier. Not able to be picked up by Miller in the back row. And I'll tell you, that is something that the Sentinels are going to have to do, especially if we move forward past today. Our cover of blocks is going to have to really step up where we pick up the balls that come through those hands and get them back up. And first contact. Oh, saved ball by the Marauders.
Oh, nice block. Nice block.
Touched by the Marauders. Libero tried to cover their block and couldn't quite get it. Beautiful. Beautiful block from Libero, and then we call them M squared in the junior class.
You were talking about covering the floor, and at this point in time of the season, it's instinctual. You know, it has to be.
It should be.
It's not something you can say was not coached. It's definitely instincts.
Nice cover. Nice pickup by Sarah Miller.
Nice hit.
Oh,
nice cut.
Settled down. We didn't quite see it fast enough. Goes into the black hole. Amber Dudek was there, but not quite fast enough.
Tie game 7-7.
Yeah, every team has a black hole, but it seems to be about the same place.
Oh.
Overpasses are not your friend. They are definitely the friend of the other team.
Yes. As they took advantage of that one.
They should. Teams that don't always bothers me because I'm like, that's a better set than your setter could ever give you. It's always in the perfect position.
Oh, nice.
Nice. On
Good
the
hustle.
Run setter. Little off balance from Kristen Van Roel. She needed to just kind of hit it up and get it over deep if she can and just keep it in play. That is a keep it in play moment. You're not really going to be able to do much with it, but you do need to get it back to the other side of the court. Another hit behind the 10-foot line or a pass. So free balled over from the Sentinels. Nice
good dig.
Cover. There we go. Nice cover. Great hit from Kristen Van Olf. That was a good cover, just a good ball played all the way around by everybody, putting the ball on the other side of the court nice and deep, which made it hard for them to deal with.
So we got Caroline Forrester coming back into the game, and hopefully she can take advantage of the shorter line right now that the front line that Marauders are that have on the floor.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Sure, we've got this one rotation where we have Caroline in the front, and there Moore is not in. So, and that just changed.
Yeah.
So we need to leave Amber in serving as long as possible. Now she's serving, and that just one and done. Moving on.
Nice hit. Back up. And Moore's gonna.
Yeah, she got a nice. She hit it pulled off the block, but the Marauders were there to cover it, and they sent it back over with another kind of a high hit that went off the hands of the blockers there, but it came off so high that it was too hard for Sarah Miller to back up and get it. She was trying to jump, and it was over her head. Short serve again.
Yeah, short serve.
Makes Savannah Tessier on the run.
Oh,
nice cover, Amber. Do that.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Caroline Forster went up with that ball. The ball of the ball on that one.
Yeah, the Sentinels are going to call their the timeout.
First one for them.
To settle, maybe settle down a little bit. It's 12-8 right now, and.
Well, I think they're just playing so hard, though. I don't know what more coach can tell them other than to just stay, keep their chins up, keep playing hard, and those two net calls early on really hurt us.
Yeah, you know, certainly we want to keep the girls we want their spirits to stay high, but this really is a game they need.
Yeah,
to be going into the third game tied 1-1 clearly is very different than being down 0-2, and obviously your game planning for that game would be a lot differently too. You're kind of playing not to lose versus playing to win, if that makes a lot of sense. And
although I would imagine the coach has looked at this team. She knows Clearwater. She's seen them play. She knows in her mind she's got to know this is a good chance of being a 5-set match.
Yep.
Last year when we played them in the regional finals in Clearwater, we were ahead 2-0. They came back and beat us in the fifth set. So it is so possible, and the teams are so evenly matched that we really could see that kind of a thing today. But let's hope it goes 1-1. Sentinels just need to kind of settle down, get their passes up. That's where you can tell Clearwater has brought still men up. Coming in from a timeout, we don't have Savannah Tessier in that front row to maybe possibly think that the hit might be coming from her. They know it's going to go to Caroline, and they were ready for it.
It was a poor serve by the Marauders, but it's a point for the Sentinels.
We'll take it.
And at 13-9, the Marauders lead this game, and Emily Bohr is back to serve for Sentinels.
Sarah Miller, the senior setter, comes out. Lily Tessier goes in.
Oh, nice serve.
Serve off the hands of the back row. Another Christmas present. We got 2 in a row. Missed serve on their part, ace on our part. Not going to work for anybody. Both good.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. Okay, this is fun for me to do this because as a mom watching this, it's very nerve-wracking. So I'm much preferring to be here being a little bit of a dispassionate third party.
So this keeps you a little calmer than maybe you would be.
That does. I'd be one of those loud, crazy people on the other side.
We like those.
We do.
We like those at the events.
We do. My husband is who I can always hear. No help from the Marauders, and I touch on that ball, and that ball goes out. I used to do the table for years because I could just kind of keep my composure and sit there and keep track of the game. And I didn't have to get too wound up about things.
Back in action, nice.
Oh, perfect. Beautiful pass from Duda. Again, we've said how many times.
Wow.
Perfect pass.
I tell you, she really got on top of that ball, and there's no, I don't think there's any digging that out.
No,
we might have to replace some hardwood.
Wasn't coming up. Offset from the Marauders. That Sentinels really aren't taking advantage of that free ball.
Oh, nice.
Wow, Savannah Tessier.
Oh!
Savannah really got a nice hit back over.
Yes, she did.
The girls would go ahead and put that one away, but the Marauders got it back, and then everybody was a little bit off balance.
15-12. Marauders are serving for more of a lead here. Hopefully the Sentinels can get a score.
Slide on the start of Caroline. Oh, ceiling and down. We like that ceiling. The only time the ceiling is not your friend is if you're serving and it hits the ceiling and then comes back down on your side. Or if you're passing and it hits the ceiling and comes back down on your side on the third hit, because then it's out.
And she winds up and
hits it out.
you know, the last hit that she had, and the coach is saying it now, she's kind of hitting at the ball instead of on top of it or getting on top of the ball. And, you know, the one that went off of Caroline's hand a couple points ago, obviously she was trying to block it, but that one looked a little awkward too, like it could have gone long.
Yeah, and that slide is awkward. It's a tough play to hit.
Oh, nice dig.
Dig by Tessier. Everybody was awake and involved in those points. Oh, that's tough. Defensive players were on their way to go get that ball, Lily thinking she could maybe get a piece of it, and then that kind of threw the ball off. But you never know. Sometimes you can and pop it right up in the air. And it sends it off to the outside of the court.
Katie Moore serving for the Marauders.
She is. And those slides are tough because you have to be there, and you have to be there fast. And if you're mistimed by Emma Cordero, if you're not there quick enough, they do look awkward. If you're there on time, they're probably the prettiest shot to watch on the planet. But they're very easy to wail out because you're hitting it on the move. So you have to perfectly be in sync with that ball in the court. Nice serve.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Nice serve to Moore and bad pass from Emily Moore.
That was a wicked serve. It looked like it sunk a bit when it got over the net.
It was, it did. It was almost like a change-up in baseball. Just dropped. Oh, there's my husband. And
it's going to go long. And a point well needed for the Sentinels, 18-15.
Yeah, they really need to catch their breath right here and get it moving.
And Sarah Miller is going to be serving for the Sentinels, and that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Let's see if we can keep her serving more than 1 or 2 points. Getting caught back up.
Oh, nice serve. Couldn't get back to that one.
You really have to kind of back up, plant your feet, get both hands under the ball, throwing out an arm, 50-50 chance of being successful.
19-15, Marauders serving, and also with the lead.
Nice pass from Dudak, set by Miller. Nice hit.
Oh, nice.
Sarah Miller and Emma Cordero seem to connect very well, setter and hitter, so that's a good opportunity for Emma Cordero. Nice hit by Savannah.
Oh, nice job.
Dudak, good cover by Sarah Miller. Savannah takes another shot at it for the deep corner. Oh,
nice dig.
Nice up. Let's see if we can get it over.
Oh.
Miscommunication in that back row. Savannah and Dudak both running for it.
Yep.
Both of them off the ball just a little. Really didn't let Amber get enough under it to send it back over. But what great defense by the Sentinels. But they really need a side out right here. And Coach called the timeout. They really don't look defeated. They look sweaty, they look tired, they look a little bit worried, but they're still looking pretty intense, and they've not given up for sure.
It's 20-15, and the Marauders are holding on to the lead here in the second game, taking the first game. And you're right, again, they what a game this has been. You know, it's kind of ebbed and flowed, and I think we've exchanged blows a little bit, so to speak, two champion boxers. And you know, we're not on the ground at all, and spirits look good, and you know, hopefully we can. I think the service opportunity or serving is an opportunity right now to maybe collect some more points on that. Outside of that, any other observations that you think we can work on?
Yeah, I think right now they also need to work really carefully on their passing. Their passing game needs to be as good as they can possibly make it. And they're not dealing with a team that's serving easy balls at them, so serve receive is crucial here. But even their pass is coming off of 3 balls. Those need to not be missed opportunities. Those need to be really good passes. That was a great pass right there from Amber Dudak to set up for
Nice.
Perfect.
And just what you need. You want to get a point coming out of a timeout.
The aces off of her in this match. I think she leads us in aces this year. This would be a great time for 4 of them, at least. Nice serve. Went right to the blower's hand, so they're not picking that up.
Yeah, that's number 4, Shea Hamilton, and highly touted player for the Marauders.
But the other thing, too, your center that is back there, even though Sarah's setting, she's still a defensive player until the serve has been received or until the hit has gone off. She's got to think defense. So right now would be a great time for her to kind of have her defensive helmet on for at least the first portion of each rally.
Oh, nice.
And we'll do that to Emily Moore. They're still alive.
That was a hard hit ball.
That was.
Great position.
The libero or whoever is about to receive that kind of a hit has got to see that come and square up fast. Because if they're off to the side at all, odds are that ball's going with them. Nice out serve from the Marauders.
Carolyn Forster back in on the front line. See if we can get something going up front. And Amber Dudek will be serving for the Sentinels. Down 22-17.
Yeah, the Sentinels have used their 6-2 rotation in the first 2 sets of this, and they've kind of been known sometimes to go to a 5-1 with Lily and using Sarah on the outside. So it'll be interesting out ball from the Marauders.
Wow.
If the coach will switch to that rotation again, or if she'll try to keep going with what she's got and not try to change it up too much. But sometimes that can be just as bad out there from Amber. It'll be interesting to see what she decides and how the girls will respond to whatever changes she makes. Whether we win this set or lose this set, there's definitely going to be some adjustments made. And she might just need Miller's bigger block and Miller's bigger hit on that side.
Oh, nice hit. Emily's back to serve, and the Sentinels are down 23-19 and sure could use a string of points here.
Nice
in the service.
That's where I was. Kristen Van Olsen is a great outside hitter, but right there, a little bit of height would have been helpful to get a hold of that overpass.
Oh, nice.
Again, miscommunication in the back.
Yeah.
2 players on the run for the ball. Coach needs to let them know whose those are. They both do that. Talk.
Yep, 24-19. The Marauders serving for this game, or this set.
Emily passes it. Lily. Caroline. Marauders don't help him with the tackle. Thought they were done there. And the Marauders take that step 25-19. They've got big smiles. Sentinels looking all business and serious.
Yeah.
A couple of mistakes there that definitely needed to have been avoided. Our net calls early on were rough, missed passes, shank passes.
So while we have this this break, I would like to mention that the rights to this broadcast, which is the regional final volleyball game, the regional final 3A volleyball game between the Clearwater Central Catholic Marauders and the ECS Sentinels, have been granted to WECSN by the Florida High School Athletic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcasting, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Florida High School Athletic Association is prohibited. And that was a mouthful. And we're going to take a break there and come back and see what our girls have to bring for this third set.
Yeah, they really want to get to Kissimmee. Let's see if we can do it.
So we're back here at Sentinel Fieldhouse, and the Marauders just took a 2-0 lead. That's correct, right?
Yes, that is correct.
On the Sentinels, and
3 out of 5. So the Sentinels is going to be a one and done situation in regional play. So there is no loser bracket. There is no back way up of this. They've got to come on strong right now.
Yeah, this is a must-have win for them right now, for sure.
It absolutely is.
And I don't necessarily know if it changes the game plan of things, but you know,
it might. That's what I'm watching to see.
You had said.
Nope, so far not.
Okay, nothing different.
So it looks like we're going to stick with what's worked to now. Coach must have looked back too at her stats with games and just kind of looked at the other side. She definitely looked at this other team to see how our players should match up player for player.
Oh, it looks like there's open hand on that as well.
I'm not sure. The sound ref is calling an out ball on the outside of the antenna, I believe. Yes, and so that's going to the Sentinels. That's
all right, that's a good sign.
That's what I thought. Us refs really don't see it all, and they really rely on those line judges. She didn't look at him quickly enough, and I think he was kind of processing the play a little bit.
Yeah.
But nobody's arguing, so it must be the right call.
Wow.
Nice out by. Oh, would have been a great push by Emily Moore. It was a great idea. Put up by Kristen Van Olf. We always want to look for those deep corners. We've got 3 setters on our team, and it's made for an interesting dynamic this year. Emily Moore, this is really her first year of doing anything besides setting, and she's not set this year. She's played right side, and defense, that's a new role for her. And it also gives us another good pair of hands if we get a ball out of system or the need for a push without doubling it. Then you got Lily Tessier, who sets set for JV last year, and then she sets in her club team. Emily Moore has set in her club team. And then Sarah Miller, who's been a setter, but she's also played outside hitter as well. So we do have some multi-purpose players on this team, and I think that's a strength. But it can also be a little bit tough for some of them who are kind of playing out of positions they're normally used to. So I really am proud of them. I feel like they've come over a big learning curve. Next year should be really amazing too. Ref not calling that 4, so she's calling that the blockers got a hold of that on Crusaders' side.
Yeah, it was.
They're coming out confident.
Yeah, 4-1 Marauders. You can feel it from them. Obviously, that serve goes into the net as I say that. It's 4-2 now.
And that momentum can shift in a blink, and that's I think the most exciting part to me about girls sports in particular, and I teach girls, I've taught them for many years, and I have 4 of them of my own, and just the
Are you trying to say you have the experience?
Maybe a little. My boys, steady Eddies, and then and I get my boys in the afternoons when I teach school here at ECS, and they're just kind of like, the same every day. These girls, excitement one day, and down in the dregs the next, and that can be even in 5 minutes.
Yes, it is.
Sentinels are taking advantage of some Marauder mistakes, and let's see if that can shift some momentum to them.
Yes.
By Kristen Van Olf. Great serve.
4-4. Oh, nice block.
Nice block. Moore sitting on the outside.
Oh, is that out? That's in.
That's in. Took the ref a little bit to call it. He wasn't sure either.
Yeah, I thought might have been out, but of course we do not have the best view. And we do have some great people calling this game, so clearly.
They have been terrific. I oftentimes get a little frustrated with refs. It's going out. Got 2 passers. Again, communication. So now they're kind of clearing it up. Loose ball 2. I'll get this one, you get that one. Let's get the next ball.
6-4 Marauders and
set Lily Tessier. Nice hit by Savannah, but the Marauders it did pull their block. It was a good cover by their own number 8, but then not really good enough for Moore to get a piece out of, and she hits it into the net.
Almost looked like she was hitting it as she was coming down.
Yeah, I think she was. I think it was just the timing for a middle, as we've said, has to be so exact, and when she's responding to a cover block versus a set, that's a little bit different. Nice tip. Good pick up by Emma Cordero. Nice set by Lily.
Oh, nice hit.
It was a great angle on that hit from Savannah. Free ball. Let's take advantage of it. This is where the Sentinels need to really step up. Nice.
Oh. Oh.
Overpass, but the Marauders can't do anything but set it back up. Their number 4 has a great vertical jump on the Marauders side.
She really does. Shay Hamilton is number 4 for the Marauders, and
wow, what a point.
Yes, very good.
On a net violation. That's heartbreaking. Number 10's part.
Yeah, she didn't look like she believed in that call too much. But you're right, number 4 has been the catalyst behind so many of these points.
She is up with her shoulders over the net, and I don't think she's more than 5'5". Maybe. She is short for an outside hitter, but she's as effective as a big girl. Nice play by the Sentinels.
Well, the Sentinels are making a run here, 7-6.
Momentum has shifted. The crowd is really getting loud.
They are into it.
Farewell, crowd, a little bit quieter. Oh dear.
That's in. And that just hit.
Nice serve. Ace by Rachel Miller. I think our voices are even a little lighter. This is exciting.
Yes, it is.
We don't want to come here for an hour and go home. Oh, tight.
Little miss hit. It's going to be out.
And it's out.
The Marauders are starting to challenge some calls of players, and that's either obviously it's aggressive sign, but it's also one that you got to let the coaches call or talk about the play, the calls, and the players play the game.
You got to hang together, or you will hang separately.
Yep.
And so they really have to learn the lessons of the Revolutionary War right now, and so does Sentinels, and they need to really work together. I've noticed even when those couple of times that 2 of them went for a pass, they didn't fuss at each other. They just moved on to the next ball and said, "Hey, this is mine, this is yours." Coach said the same thing, and that's a great life lesson.
So it's
tire tracks on the heads of your teammates is never a good thing.
No, it is not. It is not. 9-6 Sentinels in this third match of the game. Third set. I'm going to get that right here soon. The third set of this game.
Yes. They changed it a while back. In fact, during the time my kids have played, it was games and matches, and now it's sets and matches, more like tennis. Off hit from number 4. We haven't seen very many of those. That was a really tight angle.
If that would have stayed in, that would have been the best hit of the day. That was wicked.
It would have been, because it wasn't overly hard. It just would have been amazing placement.
Yes.
Which really is great golf. Out serve picked up by the Marauders.
Oh, nice.
Block. Not covered fast enough. Not quite. Emily Locadera, Lily Tessier tried to block that back over. It blocks off the side. Because it's a block touch, the same player can go ahead and go after it on a pass or a pickup. It's not considered a double hit. But Emily Locadera not quite able to get there fast enough.
So Moore will be serving for the Marauders. Be a kill. Savannah. And boy, do we need her to come alive with something like that.
I love down the line shots by an outside hitter. They turned their body, and it really didn't look like that's what she was going to do. So the block was blocking cross, and the line was open, and she nailed it.
Lily Tessier, the freshman for the Sentinels, serving to build on this lead, and that
was an answer from the Marauders.
Wow.
Yeah, Lily has really come alive, not only in this match, but just this whole season. To be a freshman and to step up to a pace of a game that even in club teams is very much faster than what she's been used to. A varsity pace is a lot quicker than a 14 club, even on national great teams. And she's just a great setter. Beautiful hands, good court awareness. I expect great things from her to come. That height doesn't hurt either.
No, 6'1" freshman. I think her father said she had grown a couple inches over the summer, so
believe it.
We'll see how things go for throughout her career. Nice.
Ball played off the ceiling. Nice free ball from ECS. They need to get right set, ready for good defense right there.
Sarah Brown with the hit for the Marauders. And you're right, it doesn't really matter who they put up there. They're talented.
They can take one out and put one right back in behind her that is just as consistent as who they took off the court. That's a deep bench. That's for a high school
nice
coach,
hit.
That's nice. Oh, that was a great angle.
That was.
Sends them out of system. See if ECS can take advantage of that.
Oh, nice block.
A nice pickup by Lily Tessier, staying aware of the ball.
12-10. Sentinels still with the lead here. And I think it's very important that we really, obviously stay focused. We want to keep that lead, but again, we talked about momentum switching. And number 4, Shea Hamilton's a really good server for the Marauders.
They need to get a side out right here. And they have made a change because normally Sarah Miller would have come in to set in the back row. She didn't do that in this set. Is a back row setter. She's still the setter on the court, so they are running a 5-1.
So maybe not playing it as safe, getting a little bit more aggressive?
I think possibly. Sometimes a 5-1 can be just a little bit less confusing for the offense. You're getting the same speed of sets and the same placement of sets from the setter. You're not dealing with two different setters. Great hit. She pulled that block and it blocked back over, but out. So point for the Sentinels.
Yeah, that number 9 for the Sentinels is not a bad player herself.
I kind of like her. I'll keep her. She's my last baby at home, so we're taking advantage of these last years of high school volleyball.
Yeah, Emily Moore with a nice hit. And that's a double hit.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
I'm not sure about. It looked like Carolyn went to hit. And I'm not sure what happened there, but apparently double hit, so Marauders score another point.
The ref didn't call a double, she called a lift. So that means the ball was lifted either with an open hand or the ball crossed the plane of the body. The hand did, the arm did.
Oh, wow. Another tough angle. That's great.
A little bit, so that makes it tough to read.
Yeah.
All right, ECS needs a side out right here.
14-12, Sentinels still holding on to the lead. And that ball, we're going to gain that to build up to 15-12.
It wasn't pretty, but we'll take it. Nice pass from Savannah Tessier to Lily. She set Caroline. Caroline didn't quite get a good hand on it, but it worked.
And a point is a point.
That's right.
And we'll take it, you're right. Nice serve. Oh, they're going to call that in.
I'd call it in. I'd like to call it out, but I do believe it was in.
And when she winds up, you just, you better hope you're in position.
You kind of either need to get your middle right up in her face, but you can't do it, or everybody needs to back up and solidly get somewhere to pass the ball.
It is a wind-up hit.
Really
and
that was a really brave call on the part. That was kind of gutsy on the part of ECS to let that one go. They're so close back there. But good for Savannah Tessier for being very sure of that and just letting it go. She was correct and the ball was out. We don't need to help them. Oh, off the ceiling. Marauders pick it up, but free ball. Back corner, Amber.
Miss it.
Caroline, yeah. That's what I mean with those slides. Man, the timing of those has to be so perfect. So the setter has to get it exactly right, and the middle needs to be running around her and being there and squared up, ready to hit it down.
Yeah, it didn't look like she had good elevation on that either. She normally gets a good jump on the ball, but
real high, which didn't help her.
Wow, nice. Oh, nice job, Lily. And that is the play.
That is what I mean by a setter who has just grown. That ball was fast. She made a fast decision. She saw an open hole, and she just did it. From a freshman setter, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's been doing that, like you said, recently, probably for the past 5 to 6 games, flawlessly.
Yeah, she really has. And that one-handed little look, that ball is going to be tough for
her. Oh, nice.
You get a ball that doesn't come off the floor very hard. Unless you get a fist under it and pump it up in the air, you're going to get called on that. Not much we can do with that one. Move on. Next ball. All right, Sentinels still have a lead. We just need a side out right here.
Yeah, 17-15. And again, it feels like Moore has served more this set than she has
I agree.
the whole game.
Yeah, we're going around quicker. Well, I used to feel happy when she rotated out of the front row, but now we got number 4 to deal with.
Yes.
So I'm not sure.
You know, Shea Hamilton, number 4 for the Marauders. It seems like she has gotten better as this game's gone along, and incredible jumping ability, but also awareness. It's amazing.
Nice defense from the Marauders, and it was a double.
What do we have here?
What I was waiting for. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was a double. I was waiting for them to call it, and the Marauders did double the ball and take the ball. Sentinels have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, this is
the perfect time to be taking this lead.
And the Marauders will take their first time out and discuss what strategies they may need to do. But Sentinels holding on to a 19-15 lead.
I think they might need to pray. The Sentinels are coming on right now. It might be a time for a little prayer meeting.
It might be.
Yeah. And the Sentinels can't let down right now, though, either. They know they're not facing somebody who's going to lay down and give them this set. So nobody's feeling sorry for them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They need to stay tight, and they need to keep doing what they're doing. But the changes Coach made are obviously being effective. The Sentinels have kept a lead, actually, in this set once they took it. So it has not gone back and forth. Once the Sentinels got ahead, they've stayed ahead.
Yep.
It's narrowed a little, but now is when you really would like to see them go ahead and pull it out, get a 5-6-point lead going.
Yeah, a little bit of a cushion, and obviously nothing to take for granted, but it'll be interesting to see how we can, our service with Lily here will be going, so maybe get some points out of this.
Nice pass to Lily Tessier. One more tries to set her down. Doesn't quite get up to it, but she confidently went for it. Can't falter for that.
Nope, it's aggressive play.
With aggressive play comes mistakes. That's University of Georgia. Nice hit by Savannah Tessier. A little bit of Sentinel's not able to get past that one. Those happen as well when you're coming off of those hard hits. All right, Sentinels are shaking it off. Next ball. Nice serve. Amber Dudek.
Really was.
Great set from Lily to Emlock Wadera. Free balled over from the Marauders. Let's see if we can get something going here.
Nice hit from Savannah.
Yeah. There's that number 4 again.
Wow. She just powers that ball.
She really does.
Really, wherever she wants to put it.
Her entire momentum from her core. And she just springs up using those quads and that core, and she winds up, jumps, and it's down.
Yeah, I think this is a good timeout by the Sentinels. 19-18. And just to calm them down a little bit. I don't know, again, if I'd say change anything. I think you got to pull out all stops and do what you have to do to win this. We don't win this, we go home. Or we stay home.
We stay home. We send them home happy. We'd like to, we want them happy, but happy after maybe we feed them after they've lost. Not happy because they won. But
these last few points that are needed is going to really be a true test for the Sentinels to see what we're made out of.
Really well. It's a mental tough game.
Really is.
It really is. Right now we're going to see where the mental toughness is. And it also is going to be, like you said earlier in the game when we were first starting, they're loose. So right now they are looking a little more serious. And they need to do that, but they also need to play like we're still having fun.
That's right, yes.
That tricky balance.
It is tricky, and I think the key word here is balance. You gotta be able to still be disciplined, but again, take some chances.
Yeah,
and that's
you
what
really
they're doing.
do. And you might pay for those chances, but no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
All right, 2018.
That was much needed. Savannah Tessier with the serve. I think that's in our favor.
Yeah, it really is.
Nice serve.
Tough serve, and really great.
That's a little nice.
And it's interesting on that because not only does the front row yelling tip, the bench is yelling tip, but when you see an outside hitter standing about 3 feet off the net with her hand already up, she's going to tip the ball. So the defense from the Sentinels in particular, in that back row, has got to see that coming.
And they're doing it again.
Same thing there. Her right side hitter was far back. Her hand was already up in the air. There's no surprise there. She's going to tip the ball. So they're really going to have to start watching those hitters a little bit when they're not making an approach. And watch their arm placement. Nice hit from the back row from Savannah. Ooh, a little miscommunication from the Marauders. Good get from Emily Lockwidera. Good deep corner push from Lily Tessier. Oh, off balance hit. Nice dig. Nice hit, Kristen Reynolds.
Nice job.
Emily Lockwood. Derek staying with that ball and pushing it over. Good dip.
Nice hit.
From Savannah.
Nice job.
Point. Beautiful.
Boy, did we need that.
Nice play. They were patient. They waited.
That was great execution.
It was.
And that was hit right at Hamilton. And handcuffed her. Didn't have much to do with it.
Yeah, really did. Amber Dudek rolling off the court for the first time this time. Sarah Miller coming in to serve. Caroline Forster's back on our front row.
And I was just getting ready to call her name.
That's a hard. That leaves your back row a little bit guessing.
Yeah.
Middle back has to start creeping up a little bit. If it creeps up too much, can go over her head if the block gets to her.
Yep.
You've got that shorter block on the outside right now. It makes it a little tough.
21-all. Marauders are serving here for the lead.
Nice back set.
Nice hit.
More trying to get the line. Trying to avoid the block.
And the Sentinels are going to take another timeout, and we've also got Katie Moore just came back in for the Marauders front line, so something else to contend with. I was just getting ready to say, we hadn't heard a whole lot of her, and then she just came in, so...
It's going to be a battle of the middles. We've got Moore in the front row. We've got Forster in the front row for the Sentinels. Probably errors to go around on both sides at this point. I don't think anybody's necessarily standing out as making more than someone else. I think they're just going to have to just continue to move on to the next ball. Put that last ball in the pass, move on to the next ball so that they don't repeat their mistakes. Clearwater fans trying to cheer their team on as they take a 1-point lead.
It's pretty awesome to see that.
It is, even when it's not your side.
It is. We want it to be our side.
Absolutely. When you're those parents and you're watching your girls play well and playing a tight game and potentially go to states again, there's not much of a better feeling.
So the Marauders with a 22-21 lead. Third set, they lead 2-0.
That's a very important point for the Sentinels. Right here, they need a side out. Great set, really touching it. They went to their go-to girl, and Forster was blocked. Getting closer, 23-21. Sentinels need to get this ball.
Oh, short serve.
I'd
say that was a bit of a mistake there.
That was really hard. That's hard to take because you don't want to have an overpass, but that happens occasionally. When you've got a middle like Moore there to take advantage of that.
And they did. 24-21.
Outserved from the Marauders.
24-22.
Sentinels are not out of it yet.
Emily Moore now serving
pressure
for the Sentinels.
For her
yes.
She served well. Just needs to keep doing that. She is not going to be a happy girl. I don't think I want to go home with her. Poor baby. I always would tell my kids when they have done a last shot in a losing match that God trusted them with it. Doesn't make it any easier, I think, for a little while. Taking nothing away from the Marauders. They played a great match. And these Sentinels, they're in the same place that the Dream Team was the last few years.
Yeah.
Good for them. I think great things are happening this week.
Yeah, it really was a good matchup. I think, obviously they're a little disappointed, and it's always tough to lose, especially when you fought so hard to get where you are. Nothing to hang your hat on. They've been nothing but hard workers. And congratulations to the Sentinel Lady Volleyball team. 20-8 record coming in. Have had just a really successful year and good quality players, a lot of players that are coming back. And hopefully this one won't hurt for too long, but I'm sure they'll think about it and we can grow and build on it for next year.
It's going to be hard on them, I think, right now. You got seniors, you're going to see some tears for them.
Yeah.
But I absolutely think they'll continue to play well, build on their success this year. Hopefully be in the same spot next year, but more successful.
Yes, absolutely. And again, congratulations to the Marauders. They're going to move on to the state tournament.
Yep, they'll play Tuesday in Kissimmee, and then the finals of the winner of that match will play on Wednesday up there in Kissimmee. So 3A is Tuesday and Wednesday this coming week.
So that will do it here for us from the Sentinel Fieldhouse. Also, we'd like to encourage you to follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com NFHS Network, or twitter.com NFHS Network, or Instagram.com NFHS Network. I hope it's been a good broadcast, Paula.
Thanks, Jeff. It's been fun.
It's been fun for me, and I was hoping for a win, but the girls played hard, and I hope everyone has a great Saturday.
Yeah, and well, you know, the consolation prize, we have off from school Tuesday, and the Sentinels, those girls will get to have a day to rest and enjoy a day honoring those that have served.
They will. They will.
Thank them for their service.
Great. We're signing off, and once again, congratulations to our Lady Sentinels. Took the loss today, but had a great season.
Regional runners-up 2014.